We're going to begin on Capitol Hill, though, where a government shutdown is looming. With less than 48 hours now until funding runs out, the House is expected to vote this afternoon on this stopgap measure to keep the government open, but Republicans in both chambers are fighting against it. Joining us now, Texas Republican Kevin Brady. Representative, great to have you with us.
Good to see you, Kira.
All right, let's get right to it. Are you going to vote to keep the government open?
So at the end of the day, the government will remain open. The House will pass the bill today. The Senate has, I'm told, a few more machinations, but it will pass there as well. I don't think it's really ever been in doubt. Extending it another couple months is probably a smart idea. I think at the current levels, with a little more money for Afghanistan, my frustration has been Congress hasn't even tried to pass a budget this year, hasn't passed the appropriations bills that go into this. And in the past, we had bipartisan discussions about how to extend government funding. That's absent here again this month. So it's been frustrating. But at the end of the day, yeah, the government stays open and we tackle this after the beginning of the year.
And Congressman, the one sticking point that's gotten a lot of attention for a lot of Republicans, and this is the President Biden's mandates, the imposed mandates that workers get vaccinated or tested weekly. Now listen to how Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi was reacting to that conversation today.
How do they explain to the public that they're shutting down government because they don't want people to get vaccinated? Why don't you go ask them? This is so silly. This is so silly that we have people who are anti-science, anti-vaccination, saying they're going to shut down government over that, and you're asking me what's our message. Our message is that we have to respect governance, and we have to respect science, and that's what we are doing, and we will pass this legislation.
So, Congressman, you've just reassured us that the government, it sounds like, is going to stay open. But let me ask you about this point that some of your colleagues are raising. Do you think that defunding those mandates, that it's legitimate in a way to make that a condition of keeping the whole government open? How do you answer that?
Yeah, so a couple of thoughts. One, I think respectfully, the Speaker's claims are nonsense. I recall 2018 when she voted to shut down the government and to deny disaster aid to communities like mine from Hurricane Harvey for unrelated items. So certainly she understands this political process there. Secondly, I am vaccinated and boosted. Encourage my constituents to do the same. I think there is a general frustration that the mandates are unconstitutional and the wrong way to drive the rates up. Clearly, we want people vaccinated. Our businesses do as well, but the mandate has been creating real problems. So I think there is a general frustration there. I'm not convinced that stopping the government would have changed those mandates and where they stand as an executive order. But I think right now the courts are handling this, I think, in a pretty positive way.
I know you paid close attention. We watched President Biden lay out his plan for dealing with COVID this winter due to also these new cases of the Omicron variant here now in California and also Minnesota. So he's talking about these new steps that he's laying out around vaccines, boosters, free at-home testing. He's also vowing to no more lockdown or possible lockdowns. What do you think of this plan? Do you support any of it? I should say no lockdowns.
Yeah, thank you. So, look, I think we need to continue to focus on COVID here and not do it in a way that either damages this economic recovery or imposes burdens. And I think the truth of the matter is we don't know much yet about Omicron variant. We have researchers in Houston, the Texas Medical Center, working quickly to determine how severe this is. How does it affect a vaccinated in unvaccinated? I think it's important to have that information before you shape your strategy. So my advice would have been to wait the week or two, actually understand the science on this new variant, and then design a strategy around it. So I would have been a little more patient in understanding just what this strain does and how it impacts people.
And Congressman, if I could shift gears, ask you kind of a general question, big picture question. We talk, and a lot of Americans so frustrated about the bitterness and the division in our politics and how, more importantly, it seems to have just gummed up the works of Congress and of the government. So let me ask you, as the leader of one of the most important committees in Congress, what would you say are the most important bipartisan things you're doing right now, you and your colleagues on that committee are doing?
Yeah, so I will tell you, the public, I don't think, really realizes that Congress is genetically, I think, disposed of bipartisanship. Probably 95% of the bills that we pass into law to the president, any president's desk, is from both parties working together. That doesn't get much attention, frankly, in the media. It's not really fight promoting. It is solving issues. But this year has been unusual, I have to admit. Under this one-party rule, it's been, in my view, the most partisan year of the 25 I've been here. I'm hopeful that changes. I'd like to see the clouds lift and the blue skies sort of show up, because we got some issues to work on the Ways and Means Committee. Certainly healthcare and retirement, security, trade should be another issue that's strongly bipartisan, coming off of a huge historical bipartisan vote on U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement. So yeah, I do think there are some issues just starved for some bipartisan attention, and maybe it will happen after this tax and spending bill is disposed of one way or the other.
Well, I know there's another deal you're waiting to hear about, and that's Major League Baseball. As I see those baseballs and bat behind you there over your left shoulder, I know you'll be following that as well. Congressman Kevin Brady, yeah, sure you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.